மாணவர்கள் எவரும் போதைக்கு அடிமையாகாதீர்கள். அடிமையானவர்கள் மீண்டதாக சரித்திரமில்லை. எனவே உங்களையும் சமூகத்தையும் பாதுகாத்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் நலன் கருதி கல்வி டிவி.
Hi students, today we are going to study application of microorganism, the chapter 1 in grade 9 science. Right, application of microorganisms. See the screen now. The applications of microorganisms. Microorganisms are unicellular. Unicellular mean we already studied unicellular organisms, the amoeba, yeast, right? Amoeba or yeast, some kind of bacteria. These are find out under the unicellular. Multicellular mean some kind of microorganism. That mean example some Spirogyra. That is kind of alga. You can see the Spirogyra alga also multicellular. Multicellular. Say another examples. Say mushroom. Right? Mushroom. You know the mushroom, that is also it has find out mushroom, that is mushroom as a fungus, but it has many cells. Therefore, what is microorganisms have find out unicellular and multicellular organism. Microorganisms which can't be seen mean everyone know that can't be. It can't be mean yes, actually clearly with the necktie, right? Clearly with the necktie. So can't be seen clearly with necktie. That mean, you know, sometime in your day-to-day life, a small piece of bread, sometime if it is spoiled, you can find out some growth or some kind of color changes or some kind of growth have find out on the bread, right? That is called fungus, but it can see the totally one, but definitely you can't find out, you can't identify with your necktie, but you can say this is fungus. But actually, when you place under the microscope, what is happened? Yes, you can find out. When you place under the microscope, you can find out what is the substance, the specimens of microorganism clearly. Say examples, you can find out some filament shape and some kind of special growths can find out under the microscope. That time especially you can say not like this, under the here the down examples I have mentioned, the down one bread, on the bread you can see the layer, but it is not clear because your necktie have used. When your necktie, very difficult to see the microorganism, can't identify definitely. Specifically you can't identify. When you use the microscope, when you use the microscope you can find out clearly, right? Through the microscope you can find out clearly, the specimen can find out clearly. So therefore they said what is the microorganisms are unicellular or multicellular organism, microorganisms which can't be seen clearly with the necktie, right? Okay, the next one, microorganisms are widespread and common species category of living organism on earth. That means microorganisms, we already studied the microorganisms are widespread all over the world. Say example, this earth everywhere, North Pole, South Pole, equator, so every oceans or hot water or deep sea, everywhere, right? We can find out, right? So microorganisms are widespread and common species category of living organism. Yes, living organisms can be classified, that is animal and plant with microorganism. So this is the common species, right? Specific category of living organism. These are living organisms. What are they? Animal, plant and microorganism. This is under the living organisms. So microorganisms are widespread and common species of living organism. The second one, microorganisms have the ability to adapt for different environment, condition and mode of nutrition. Yes, this is definitely you can find out this. Microorganisms have the ability to adapt different environment, condition and mode of nutrition. Say example, microorganisms have the ability to adapt. Adapt mean, say if it is, say example, if it is under the deep sea, right? This is deep sea. So no air at that time also can find out some kind of microorganism where in the deep sea area. Sometimes you know the volcano also sometimes they have find out some microorganisms living in that area, right? Some microorganism also have find out in the volcano area. So very hot. So we are very hot and very, right here the deep, no oxygen gas. So, but they can survive. Here very heat, they can survive. Right? Sometimes you know the North Pole and South Pole in our earth, right? North Pole and South Pole, very cold, very snow and ice cubes are there. So we have find out some microorganisms have living in this area, right? The North Pole and South Pole also having some microorganism. Therefore, they said what? Microorganisms have the ability to adapt for different environment, right? Different environmental condition and mode of nutrition. Yes, in their environment they can find out some food. Say example, some kind of microorganism or can use iron, right? Some kind of microorganism can live in the iron. That means ferric iron, hematite, those are the substance with iron. So some kind of microorganism have find out, right, with chlorophyll or color pigment. That time they can produce food in their cell, autotrophic microorganisms, right? Therefore, what I would like to say, the nutrition also, right, depend on their environment. They can survive, right? They can survive. Microorganisms have the ability to adapt for different environmental condition and mode of nutrition. The next one, they are a group of living organisms with the simple structure. They are group of living organisms, right, with the simple structure. What is simple structure? You know, the biggest, say when you consider the fish, right, when you consider the fish, what is, you can find out there are different kind of structures. Say the eye is there, wing is there, wings and every structures are there. Inside you can find out it has what is digesting system. Digesting system is there, and you can find out respiratory system and renal system and nervous systems. Those kind of complications available in the multicellular organism. This is multicellular organism, right? Multicellular organism. But here we are studying about microorganism. We are studying about microorganism, right? Microorganisms are group of living organism with a simple structure. That simple structure means, say if you consider as a bacteria, right? Bacteria or some kind of alga, specifically say if it is a alga, say if it is a alga, right, if it is a alga, right, what is it has small nucleus. It is small nucleus. If it is alga, sometimes you can find out some cilia, flagella or cilia, right? Some kind of cell organelles are there. Cell organelles are there, right? Mitochondria, and you will study later. So simple structure, only the one cell. This is one cell can survive in the environment. This cell, only one cell. But you here, this is multicellular organism. This is multicellular organism. Multicellular organism. Right? Multicellular organism, fish. The alga is a unicellular organism. We are not studying about this one. We are studying only the microorganism. But we can compare, there are a group of living organisms with simple structure. Where the group of living organism with simple structure, right? The simple structure is important. Simple structure, right? Not like a multicellular. Next one. Microorganisms are group of living organisms. Microorganisms are group of living organisms. We already studied living organisms can be classified. Living organism can be classified. Living organism can be classified, right? Animal, right, and plant and microorganism. Right? So here they said, they inform us here what is microorganisms are a group of living organism. Yes, that is group of living organism. Right? Living organism, there are three groups. What is one of the group? Okay. They grow fast and grow high rate of reproduction. That is very important one. Right? You can find out microorganism, it can grow quickly. Right? So the multiplication, reproduction is more. Because we are very tiny, smallest organism. So small amount of food is enough. Therefore, when you say sometime if I have a wound, right, the aerobic, so the air also, atmosphere also contains so many microorganisms. In my environment possible to have microorganism. So when I touch that wound, right, if it is contaminated by the microorganism, it is going to multiplicate quickly because more food, more temperature, more water is enough. Right, sufficient water, food and nutrition and temperature is enough. Therefore, it is going to multiplicate quickly. That is the problem to cure our wound or some microbial activities control. Right. So here in the screen you can see they grow fast and have high rate of reproduction. High rate of reproduction is important. Right. They have mentioned high rate of. What is rate of reproduction? Right? That they grow fast and have high rate. Rate mean with time. With time. Rate mean time. Say example, right? The human 10 month. Right? 10 month. At least 10 month for one human. Right, one human 10 months, right, but the microorganism right, millions of microorganisms within 1 second. So million, 1 million mean, you know that 1 into 6 zeros. This number of microorganisms within 1 second. But if it is a human, what is the human rate is at least, right, 10 months. 10 months need to have one new baby. But here 1 second enough 1 billion. Right. Therefore, what is the rate of reproduction is very high. Another one is unicellular and some of the multicellular organism. We already discussed about it. Right. Unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular mean, you know that yeast. Right. Yeast have find out unicellular. Right. Then Spirogyra, that aquatic alga with many cells, right, with every part of these cells have nuclear and with the chlorophyll also here. So this is not only the unicellular, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, multicellular. These are the multicellular. But yeast, right, yeast has the one or unicellular, right. Okay, we will move to next slide. These microorganisms can be categorized into groups as bacteria, fungi, alga, protozoa. That means we already studied living organism, right? Living organism can be grouped as animal and plant and microorganism. Right, microorganism. Then microorganisms can be classified in these groups, right. That's why they already mentioned here, right. Living organisms can be grouped 3 groups. After that we have considered the microorganisms. It is bacteria, fungi, alga, protozoa and virus, right. There are 5 groups have find out. What are they? Microorganisms can be classified as 5 groups. What are they? Bacteria, fungi, alga, protozoa and virus, right. Those are the 5 groups. Now we will going to study clearly about each groups, right. Say I will introduce you just introduction. Bacteria, right. Bacteria, no specific nuclear. They have find out some ciliary groups are around this, right. Around this we can find out some, this one, sometimes flagella like small ones possible, some kind of bacteria. This is typical bacteria. Typical mean common features can find out here. Some nutritional levels, right, you can find out some nutritional level, no clear nuclear. This is bacteria. When you consider the fungus, right, yeast also kind of fungus, right, yeast also kind of fungus. And penicillium, mucor, those are kind of fungus, right. We will study later, right, clearly we will study. These are the special group, that is fungus. Alga, most of the algas contain green color, so therefore that is say Chlamydomonas, right, Spirogyra. Some kind of alga, mostly the algas can do photosynthesis, right. Some protozoans also we will study later. protozoans like Plasmodium, right, amoeba, those kind of this, and virus. Virus, everyone know the last, right, 2 years we have suffering by the COVID, right, COVID virus. So virus, it is not a clear structure, right, virus not a clear structure, different shape structures are there, but anyway, this also under the research, some scientists says this is living things, another one says this is non-living things. Anyway, we will study, right, we study about bacteria, fungi, alga, protozoa and virus. Viruses are grouped in between the living and non-living things. Yes, this is under research. Viruses are grouped in between the living and non-livings because it shows, right, the living features. It shows some living features like reproduction, right, reproduction. Reproduction is the living features, right, non-living features, yes, it don't shows nutrition, it don't shows any nutrition activities or no any respiration, no any renal function or excretion functions, no growth, only what is multiplication. Therefore, the features of living organism, it not shows in the virus. Only the living features as reproduction shows in the virus, right? So, dear students, what I am saying, this is in grade 9 unit 1 subject. We are going to study about this, right? What is microorganism? It can't be seen without any microscope, can't be seen, it can't be seen necktie, it can be seen with uses of microscope, right? And it can grouping under the 5 groups. We will continue the 5 groups: bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and virus. Okay, we will study the next slide. Unicellular microscopic. Yes, this is bacteria. Now you can see this is bacteria. That means bacteria, I would like to redraw this one. Yeah, here you can find out this is the half one, right? What is, say example, if it is a full bacteria like this, everywhere you can find out some ciliary growth, right? Everywhere you can find out some ciliary growth. This is bacteria. Now what happened? We are, right, imaginary cutting. Say we are going to cut by use this one, the viewer. Actually this is microscopic one. We can use knife. When you cut like this movement, what you can observe like this diagram, right? That time here this is the cell wall, right? This is like cell wall. Inside no clear nuclear, only some chromosomes are there, no clear nuclear, right? No clear nuclear. And small part of nutritions have find out, right? Small part of nutrition have find out. On the surface, right, on the surface, yes, it has some small tiny growths around this. So students, you should understand what is there here. That is the reason I draw the additional diagram. What is this? This bacteria cross sections, right? That is unicellular and microscopic. Actually this is unicellular. Unicellular mean everyone know one cell, right? Unicellular mean one cell. This is one cell. And microscopic, yes, actually without microscope you can't find out. Different body shape, yes, really is good, because different body shape mean, this is different body shape mean, here there are some bacteria called coccus, round shape. Coccus mean round shape. Some rectangle shape, that is bacillus. Sometimes they have find out some bacteria spiral shape. Spiral shape. Some groups are there. Here different body shape. Widely spread in every type of environment on earth. We already discussed about this. Widely spread. Not only the soil. Not only the soil. Right? Soil. Water. Soil and water. Hot water, cold water. Right? Any kind. Sometimes volcano. Right? Volcano. Sometimes iceberg. Right? So different kind of environment have identified these kind of by this kind of microorganism. Then bacteria used in vinegar, right? Bacteria used in vinegar production. You mean acetobacter, acetobacter aceti. Acetobacter aceti mean vinegar. So you know the chemical name of vinegar. What is chemical name of vinegar? This is acetic acid. Acetic acid. Why do we say acetic acid? Yes, because we are using the bacteria Acetobacter aceti. This aceto mean acetic acid. Here Acetobacter aceti. This is name of bacteria. Acetobacter aceti, that is name of bacteria. You can find out the typing letter as a italic letter. Italic letter, little bit slant. So that is indicating the specific name of the microorganism or living organism. Right? So bacteria used in vinegar production, Acetobacter aceti. Right? Bacteria used in vinegar, that is Acetobacter aceti. You know, most of the microorganisms are used as because we are using to advantage, positive side. Some kind of microorganism may cause diseases such as cholera, tuberculosis, those kind of diseases possible, right? So, but when we are using to production vinegar, that time Acetobacter aceti, you know, yogurt, right? Mostly the lactobacillus. We are using lactobacillus for production of yogurt, right? Most of the skin productions, right? You know, leather bags and everything, so the prevention or preserve of that one, that time we are using some kind of microorganism, right? Most of the microorganisms are help for us as a fertilizer. Sometimes they are encouraging the organic activities, biodegradable biological activities. Right, you know, the after death of the animal, what is happened? It is going to completely change as a simple organic materials. Right, dead body, after when we bury that, what happened? It is going to under the microbial activities into the soil. After that completely it is going to destroy it and make the small particles. Right, that small particles such as can absorb by the plant. Right, such as fertilizer. Right, here bacteria used in vinegar production, Acetobacter aceti, and cholera diseases, cholera, Vibrio cholera, right? Cholera, like loose motion, like that, very endemic disease earlier, nowadays controlled in certain country, but another African country also nowadays they have find out some these kind of diseases, but this also caused by cholerae, Vibrio cholerae, right? Another one is milk and product related to milk, Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Lacto mean milk like, right? Lactobacillus bulk agaricus. Lactose, when you will study in grade 10, lactose mean milk sugar, right? That is lactobacillus. Lacto mean related with milk. So here lactobacillus bulk agaricus. And anthrax diseases mean it cause respiratory infections or respiratory diseases, anthrax diseases. Bacillus anthrax, right? Bacillus anthracis, right? Those days I can remember the anthracis. Those days I can remember the anthracis have used in the biological weapons. Someone put it into the envelope and they have posed to the certain places. When they open the envelope of the letter, the anthrax will infected them. So some people have used as a biological weapons earlier. Nowadays the anthrax disease, Bacillus anthracis. Here what I would like to say you now, the bacteria as a unicellular organism, it don't have specific nucleus, but different kind of bacteria have find out different shapes and it can survive in different kind of environment, and some kind of bacteria can use by the human, but some kind of bacteria may cause diseases us, right? We will go to the next slide. This is about fungi. This is fungus, right? Here clearly they have mentioned unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular mean yeast, right? Here the yeast is going to divide as two yeast, right? What is one like this, other one is like this. This is binary fission. We will call this kind of reproduction. Automatically it will divide itself. Here this is one and there are two cells grow up. That is unicellular mean this. Don't think this is multicellular. What is it is going to divide, binary fission. Binary mean it's going to divide two cells. At the time they draw this diagram. Actually that real yeast is unicellular, but here you can find out 1 and 2 cells, but it is going to divide. This diagram shows reproduction of yeast. Don't think the yeast has 2 cells, it is 1 cells. This diagram shows it's going to divide. There's a reproduction activities are ongoing. So one cell is going to divide in 2 cells. It's like 1 and 2. So now, but unicellular or multicellular mean this yeast also, right? Yeast also what is unicellular organism. Unicellular organism, right? That is yeast. And multicellular. Multicellular mean this. You can find out. I will draw here this mucor. Right? Mucor. How? This is like a filament. You know, every filament it has cells. Every filament it has cells. It has small cells. And it's grow like this. Then it's make the spores, small spores. Spores mean like seeds, right? Seeds. So here you can find out many cells have find out, right? What is, I am explaining what multicellular. Multi mean here there are so many, 1, 2, 3, 4, the blue color diagram. There are small cells are there. Here the small cells with a nuclear. Small nuclear also there. Right, inside of the cells we have find out small nuclear. Right, so there are many cells have find out. So that is called multicellular. That is called multicellular. So unicellular unicellular and multicellular. Right? Unicellular and multicellular. Different body shape. We already mentioned about this. Different body shape. Yes. That is. Yeah. Here. Unicellular and multicellular. Reproductive organs of some fungi can be seen with the necktie. Reproductive organ of the fungi can be seen with necktie. That means, you know the mushroom, right? Mushroom, it has male and female part. So mushroom you can see with your necktie. You can see with your necktie. Right, that is the reason they here mention can seen with necktie. Reproductive organs of some fungi. Some is important. Not all. Some fungi can be seen with necktie. Right? So, reproductive organ of some fungi can be seen with necktie. That means the organism of agaricus or mushrooms can be seen. Thrift on moist surface, substrate. Yes, thrift on moist surface. When they are available, there are moist surface, it can grow quickly. You know, biscuit and bread. Consider the biscuit. This is biscuit, right? And this is bread. Which one going to spoil quickly? Actually, the spoilage have find out on the bread, not biscuit. Why? Biscuit, no water, no moisture surface, right? Therefore, this biscuit don't want spoil quickly. This is biscuit, this is bread. So, biscuit don't want quickly because moisture is available, moist condition is available here. Here no moist. Therefore, moist mean water related features. So, no moist condition. Therefore, it don't want spoil, but it is going to spoil. Anyway, when the thrifts, right, they said thrifts on the moist surface substrate. Fungi on bread, yes, called mucor. Yeast, Saccharomyces. You know the italic terms have find out here, italic terms like slanted one. Here also slanted letters have find out, right? Slanted letter. This is slanted letter indicating special name of the organism, right? This is common name is yeast. This is mucor is the specific name, biological name, scientific name. This is Saccharomyces, scientific name of yeast. You know the common name, the mucor is the common name bread yeast. Sometimes we call bread yeast. Right? So bread kind of fungi. Right? So this is mucor. Okay, students. Next one, protozoans. This is unicellular and microscopic. Use structures such as cilia, pseudopodia and flagella with locomotion. Live in aquatic environment as well as in other living organisms. Amoeba, Euglena, Paramecium, Plasmodium, red blood cells. Okay, this subject.
கல்வி டிவியில் புத்தம்புது நிகழ்ச்சிகளை உடனுக்குடன் பார்த்து மகிழ எமது Facebook மற்றும் YouTube பக்கத்தை லைக் செய்யுங்கள்.